Brittany Alvarado for Purpose2Play with Allie Krieger of the United States Women's National Team and Washington Spirit. Allie, like I said, you have been through a lot. You are a warrior. Krieger does stand for warrior, ironically. So just take me back to growing up with soccer. When did you say, hey, I'm going to play at the highest level and I'm going to buckle down and work my hardest to play?
I think it was high school. When I was a freshman, I made the varsity soccer team. And I also think that, getting that offer to go to school at Penn State University, I think that was a highlight for me. And it really proved that I could actually get to the next level and keep climbing, and that this was actually something that I could pursue. And, watching the U.S. national team as a young kid, and I remember going to the World Cup in the U.S. and just being a part of that atmosphere and just watching those players, I really enjoyed it. I loved it, and I thought that this is something that I want to do. I want to be as successful as they do, or they are, and I want to have fun in it. And this is just something that I'm going to set my mind to. And I think also when I received the award, Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Virginia in 2003, my senior year, that's when I was like, oh, this isn't just something random. This is actually, maybe I am good. Maybe I can, pursue this as a career, or try to at least. And I think that was a highlight for me when I really noticed that I could start and making this a serious career.
Let's fast forward to Penn State. You had an outstanding career there, and then you hit your heart condition. And I did read that you said that had you had gone to sleep that night and not the hospital, you could have died.
Yeah.
So take me back to that time and what was running through your mind.
I was 21 years old, and it was a struggle because I was probably at rock bottom. I didn't realize how bad it was. At the time, I was dating a guy who had actually basically saved my life. If he would have never came over that night to kind of help me, I had told him, I said, I'm having problems with my chest. I'm just resting here at a resting pace and lying down, and my heart rate's like 112. And it was a lot, and he tested that for me, and that was the only reason why I picked up and went to the hospital. He said, "Get up, we have to go." And if he didn't have, if he wouldn't have known that, then I probably would have fell asleep. And because I had talked to my trainer, and he said, "Just come in, the next morning, and we'll take a look at it." And I think that would have prolonged it. And then the doctors that night said, if you would have fell asleep, you probably wouldn't have woken up. And so, I don't know. Yeah, it hit me hard, and I actually had to stay in the hospital for a week, and they put me on like 14 milligrams of Coumadin, and I had blood clots all through my leg and in my lungs, and luckily it hadn't yet reached my heart. But yeah, I was very, very lucky. And the one thing that kind of got to me during that time was that looking over to my parents and my friends there, and asked if I was going to die, and they couldn't answer. So yeah, it was a rough time, and I don't know, I had a lot of time to think during that week and really put my life into perspective and really say, okay, this is something that I want to do. I want to get back, and this is what I love, and this is what makes me happy, so I'm going to fight. And I think that's what really, got me out of the bed and made me feel better, and the Coumadin started working, and so I think I made the decision to get healthy and to survive and, get back to playing and what I love to do.
So you beat that, and now we're fast forwarding to the World Cup. 2011, you had a breakout year. 2012, the ACL tear.
Yeah.
And I know that was hard for you. U.S. Soccer made videos, and you're on the sideline, you're crying, you're watching your teammates. You had such an outstanding year in the World Cup. Come the Olympics. Just take me through that time. Did you think it was over? You go through a heart condition, almost dying, and now here you are. You tear your ACL at that point.
Well, that's something that kept me above water because, I said I've been through worse. This isn't necessarily the worst thing in life. Yeah, it sucks. It was the 42nd minute, and we were winning 7-0, and, some girl comes in and just hits the crap out of my knee for no reason. And if I would have scored, maybe I would have felt a little bit better, but I was going to come out at halftime, which is the one thing that, really kills me, is that 3 minutes, and I would have been safe. But, everything happens for a reason. And this is something that changed my life. And I think I'm a better player because of it. I would have never, I think I'm faster, I'm stronger, a better player because I took that time in rehab to get back. I don't think necessarily if I would have went through the Olympics or any of that I would be, the player I am now. And I think I'm better than I was before. So I can't really be mad at that. It's something that you learn from. You struggle, you have to go through, and sometimes struggle is a beautiful thing. And that's how I think of it, because I don't think I'd be where I am if that never happened. Maybe would have never won the Olympics if I would have played. You never know, like that. Everything happens for a reason. So I was able to go to the final, which was great, and I will always cherish that moment. I obviously would love to have gone on, played and been on the field 100%, but just to be there and the support of the team, and we stuck together through that whole time and my recovery and everything, and I wouldn't have been able to come back without their help too and their support.
Just 2 more questions. Yeah. You and your brother Kyle are extremely close. Yeah. How have you both helped each other out, through your struggles and also his struggles back then?
We've been through a lot, and we've always leaned on each other ever since we were young, with my parents getting a divorce and us struggling through that, and, growing up and just different types of struggles, and his, drug addiction and alcohol addiction, and, my injuries, and somehow, like those two, we just take care of each other and lean on each other, and, at the end of the day, I think family is the most important thing, and, you have to cherish the moments you have with them, and so we have a really good connection. We've always been that way, and I don't think that'll ever change, and I'm very lucky and grateful that he's my rock. He's my life, and without him I don't think I would be here either, and I don't think without me in his life he'd be where he's at. So we support each other 100%, and I don't know, he's just an inspiration to me. He's one of the most insightful, people I know, and he's helped me and guided me through really difficult times. And I've done the same for him. So we support each other, and we have this connection that it's really hard to explain. So I'm very, very lucky that I have a brother like him, and I think he thinks the same. So it's just family is very important. Family and friends, and just cherishing the moments, and loving and being happy, and I think we share all of that. And I'm a very lucky sister, so
I'm sure he feels the same.
Yeah.
So given everything you've been through, the World Cup coming up in less than a year, you beat your injury, you're back stronger than ever.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood, I'm sorry. Just tell me about, how much does that mean to you that you're going into this World Cup right now, just going through everything?
Yeah, well, first, I can't get ahead of myself. We have to qualify. Yes. Last World Cup, we had to take the scenic route. We can't get too crazy and thinking we're already automatically in, because teams will surprise you. And, but no, this is very exciting. It's the best tournament in the world. And watching the men play and seeing the tournament, all those games, it was so exciting, and it got me motivated to even play in these games and just want to be better and to get better every day for that team and for the tournament. And so first of all, we have to qualify, and then December we'll know what group we're in if we do qualify, and then it's constantly, our focus is constantly on the World Cup day in and day out, and that's why we're in the league, and that's why we're playing all these games, is to prepare for that. And I think after the season's over, it's 100% World Cup and the qualifiers, and I'm very, very excited. I hope we can win gold, and that's a dream, and hopefully it'll come true.